الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Honorable State Minister for Defense Ruwan, Wijeyawardena, and Senior Minister and the Defense Secretariat, and respected elders, brothers, I am delighted to be here at the prestigious special felicitation ceremony and welcome the opportunity to speak few words. Islam is a religion of mercy for all humanity. It is the fountainhead of eternal peace, tranquility, security and brotherhood. Islam attaches such value to human life that it equates the killing of a single being unlawful with the killing of entire human race. It is very clearly mentioned in Quran that involving in killing one human, it's unlawfully with the killing of the entire human race. Without differentiation based on creed or caste, its teaching of peace and brotherhood encompass all humanity. Islam teaches us to treat all mankind equality, mercy, tolerance and justice. Islam sternly condemns all kind of oppression, violence and extremism. It regards oppression, mischief, rioting and murders among the severe sins and crimes. The ISIS is a violent extremist organization which acts against the fundamental teaching of Islam. It is an absolute deviant organization which operates against all principles and tenets of Islam. Unfortunately, the word jihad has been misinterpreted by the Western media to mean killing or waging unjust wars. Any organization that kills innocent people under the guise of jihad, it is totally outside the pale of Islam. We endorse the booklet published by ACJU, which has explained and correct spiritual concept of jihad based on authentic Islamic values. I remember the day you became the State Defense Minister. I got an opportunity to meet you immediately after 1 week. I submitted you these books. I was very happy to hear from you that yourself you said that I am going to read and understand what is jihad. Thank you very much for your appreciation. ACJ has taken steps to expose that ISIS as an un-Islamic and extremist organization. In an formative broadcast through the SLBC on the 6th of July 2014 and the statement issued the media on 30th of August 2014, subsequent several international Islamic institutions and countries have condemned the ISIS as an extremist organization engaged in acts contrary to Islamic teaching. We strongly and unequivocally condemn any person associated with ISIS or any other extremist organization operating under the guise of Islam. We do not condone any person or organization that engages in extremism in any form. As per these guidance, Sri Lankan Muslims have been living in peace and harmony in the island for more than 1,000 years. They have been cooperating and supporting the majority Sinhalese community throughout Sri Lankan history since pre-colonial period. It is saying about beloved Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Al-Khalqu Iyalullah, the creations are one family. Buddhist brothers and sisters, Hindus brothers and sisters, Christian brothers and sisters, Muslims brothers and sisters, we are one family. We have differences based on religion, but we are united based on humans. Our human values are more than our differences. We have to unite on this fundamental humanitarian basis. The contribution of Muslims to this country is well known, and I don't think that I am required to elaborate much about it. During the time of colonialism, Muslims of Sri Lanka defended the island against all colonial powers, and indeed, they stood with Sri Lankan kings all times in the history, and they never been traitors of island at any point of Sri Lankan history. When the Portuguese first appeared off the shores of the Sri Lanka, the Muslims warned the king and Sangha and nobles and the people of the potential threat to the country's sovereignty. When the Portuguese tried to gain a foothold in Colombo, the Muslims provided firearms, fought side by side with the Sinhalese, and even used their influence with South Indian powers to get military assistance to Sinhalese rulers. Through the intervention of Muslims and the Zamarin of Calcutta sent 3 distinguished Moors of Cochin with force to help Mayadini. This is well clearly mentioned by Lona Devaraj. Even during the 30 years of internal war, Sri Lankan Muslims were in support of unitary, as our President, Brother Amin mentioned, rule in the country and were against the separation. Thereby Muslims struggled a lot in sacrificing their wealth, homes, and even lives. Muslim community never fought against the authority on land or terrorists. During the war, Muslims were targeted for a physical explosion for the original location. The entire northern Muslims from Jaffna and Mannar were chased out without any human remorse or humanitarians. Still today, these Muslims are victims. More than 2 to 3 decades. We need to emphasize the fact that thousands of Muslims died during the 30 years of war with LTT. They were targeted merely for not supporting the LTT during the period. I also need to highlight a couple of incidents that left pain memories to many Sri Lankans and the world. In 2006, August, around 35,000 Muslims were chased away from their mothers' homes in Modur within a very short time by the LTT. When the army found it difficult to convince the people to return their homes, the ACJU, together with the civil societies and the Minister Fauzi, we can remember that day. I remember when Mutur, the scholars and the public, they came to us, I and our ACJU contacted Honorable Minister, and he dealt with the defense on that occasion. We are proud to say that we are living and we knew how they suffered. I feel, my personal point of view, that 2006 is the downfall of LTT. When they didn't allow our children and teenage and our babies to have little bit of water. That was on 3rd August 2006. And the Muslims in Mudur highlighted the fact that Sambur was the area the government forces should focus. And this resulted in a major breakthrough. Similar, the Muslims continuously supported the forces in carrying out the military operations with all possible means. Nearly 16 years from the day in 1990s, 3rd of August, we are remembering this month of August, was the tragedy of the Kathankudi Mosque massacre. It's a non-fact that many Muslim officers were served in Triforces, sacrificed their lives in fighting the LTT. Few of to be mentioned, we are praying for them. May Allah grant them Jannatul Firdaus, who sacrificed their life for this motherland. We are Sri Lankan first, and we love this motherland. We are for this motherland. We will live and die in this country. And the few to be mentioned below, Tuan Nizam Muttalib was the former commanding officer of the 1st Battalion Military Intelligence. And Brigadier Tuan Bukhari Salih was a Sri Lankan military leader. He was the Chief of Staff of the Sri Lankan Army and was first Malay and Muslim in the country to reach the rank of Ushan. And Colonel Afif was the commanding officer for Special Force Regiment. What we need in this country today is to live peacefully, coexistent with other communities and an independent spiritual life. In order to avoid incidents like that of which happened in Alutkama, we suggest that the government to make appointment of officers in the police stations, which may be not relevant to you, but it is part of you. And police station military camps as per the ethnic ratio in the locality. If there had been a reasonable number of Muslim officers appointed at the Alutkama police stations, an outcome of issue might have been very different. If government needs support from Muslim community in recruiting Muslim youth to Triforce, we can assist in this matter. And our Muslim community and the youth are keen to play a part in defense and protection of this beautiful motherland. Further, would suggest the following to enhance the effort made to bring social harmony among communities, the active promotion and communal harmony by the state, implementing awareness program by the ministry. And the reason the government, yesterday we happened to meet our Excellency President, and we cleared and we prayed him, and we are praying for him and for the country and the ruling, the government. May Almighty Allah give success and peace and harmony through the rulers and bring success, and let us see this motherland, a beautiful motherland with multicultural, the understanding of our brothers and sisters. In conclusion, I wish you all very best in your efforts in strengthening the peace and reconciliation among all the communities in Sri Lanka by clearing our doubts and creating environment of understanding. May Allah Almighty guide us all and protect and bless the beautiful island with eternal peace and prosperity. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.